Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and for those of you who are new to the channel, I have a detailing business out of my home here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Been in business about 4 years, and I often get asked by customers and by also viewers, what is my favorite technique and product to clean WeatherTech mats. It is actually starting to rain. You can see these mats. They're not technically this black, they're getting wet, but we've got a lot of dirt and mud that's kind of caked into the texture. If we come in close, you can see that they need a good cleaning, but they are a little bit faded. When they were dry, as I pulled them out of the customer's vehicle, they definitely had a dry look to them. So what we're gonna do is we're going to clean and restore them all at once. I wanna share with you guys my favorite technique to quickly and deeply clean WeatherTech mats. So first and foremost, you want a pressure washer. That's just gonna help you blast out a lot of this dirt, save time in your scrubbing phase. Then we also have a drill brush. This is a yellow drill brush head on a cordless DeWalt drill. You can use any drill that you want. I do recommend either the white or yellow. The yellow, because these are a little bit dirtier, is going to just give us a little bit extra agitation. You can use a tire brush if they're just lightly soiled, but I find that this is a great way to deep clean your WeatherTech mats. And then my favorite cleaner for WeatherTech mats is going to be Mckees 37, their floor mat and cargo liner REJUVENATOR. I've been using this product for years. Some people will use an all-purpose cleaner, something like a Super Clean, a Purple Power, even like a Meguiar's APC, and that does a decent job of removing some of the dirt. But I find that you ever clean a tire and you see like brown melting off of it, the browning. This actually has a similar effect to how when you clean a tire, it actually will help remove some of that browning and help restore that nice finished black look to your WeatherTech mats without having to use a dressing. So I'm going to share with you guys my technique real quick. We'll go into time lapse. This doesn't need to be rocket science, but you saw our before. We're going to go ahead and clean these quickly, and then I'll show you the finished look when they are all dry. So here I'm using my 25-degree tip with my pressure washer sprayer nozzle. This is a great way to get some of that more embedded dirt and anything that might be sticky within the mats off without having to get it all stuck within your drill brush. You can see I'm getting pretty close here, but if you have anything less than a 25-degree tip, just be mindful of how close you get it to the mat so you don't scratch it or scorch it. We're going to spray our cleaner, and just take your time with agitation. You don't want to rush this process. Even if you feel like, oh, I just went over it once, that should be good. I recommend, especially if they're stained like this, go over it a second time. I actually noticed after I let everything rinse and dry it off, there were still few small areas that had staining that I had to go over it a second time to get all of that remaining staining left behind. So you may need to follow up clean. Just be aware of that. Maybe blow dry it or give yourself ample time before you put it back into the vehicle, because there may be some residual staining that needs a second follow-up scrubbing, but that doesn't mean that the cleaner isn't effective. It just means that there's sometimes that badly stained that you have to do a second cleaning. But you can see all of our brown residue. That is actually that browning that I'm talking about, similar to what you find when you're cleaning a tire. That's all of that dull appearance, that dull browning that happens to WeatherTech mats, and what's left behind is a nice refreshed black finish, almost like you've put a dressing on it. I know sometimes some mats can be so deteriorated that you do have to put a dressing or something like a solution finish down to restore that black color, but I find if you maintain mats with this product, that isn't necessary. You don't need to use a dressing. You don't need to use a solution finish to kind of rescue it. I would consider that an extreme case scenario, but for regular maintenance, if you start off from get-go using this product, you're going to keep your mats looking just as good as new from day one to the last day that you have them. Alright, so we are all done with our cleaning phase. Now we've rinsed them, and I'm going to leave them to dry, just kind of sitting upright, propped. You can sometimes leave them out in the sun, but if you have hard waters like I do here, I've actually found that if you let too much water dry on these out in direct sunlight, you can get water spots on them. We have very high TDS water here, so what I tend to do is just kind of rinse them off, prop them up in a place that's kind of out of direct sunlight, and just let gravity and time, do its thing. It will dry everything off nice and evenly. You won't have water spotting issues, and they just have a nice clean finish out of the sun. They don't get super hot. And then we'll put them back into the vehicle when we're all done with our detail, and I'll bring you guys back when everything is dry and put back in place for you to see the end result. So we'll be back in a bit. So here's those satisfying before and after shots for those of you that enjoy that. You can see we've restored the black appearance to our WeatherTech mats, removed all of that dull, faded appearance. We do not have any sort of dressing on there, so we don't have to worry about streaky, greasy, sticky residue. It's not slippery for the customer. It's not going to track dirt in the future, and we've been able to preserve the investment for their WeatherTech mats. So for those of you looking for a fantastic system to maintain your WeatherTech mats, I highly encourage you guys check this product out. I'll put the link for it down below as well as the drill brushes. But thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.